Hello?
What's up, girl? What happened after Tony dumped you?
Girl, I'm over it. I went from heartbreak to hate.
Hello.
Oi, Joy.
Hello, Bob.
Is that your Yoda voice? It's May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th. Yes, that and it's gonna be May. I don't know if you know that the internet
I'm
has
fully
to
aware.
resurrect that
Yeah.
every April 3rd. It's kind of like a bam, 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 bam. Because it's like I have one family member that has a birthday April 30th, and which is also when the internet resurrects. It's gonna be May, and Lance Bass gets on there and redoes their dance. Then we have your birthday.
Hi,
Shut
International
up.
Pagan Holiday.
And then I have another family member has a birthday right after the day after yours. And then now it's May 4th. May the 4th be with you. It's just like jam-packed.
Jam-packed.
Excitement.
Full of jam.
I can't.
Is it boysenberry? What kind of jam
You
is
know
it?
what? It's always strawberry.
It's probably just fig. This Joy's so British.
I am very British.
British.
I'm so British now because I officially put milk in my tea. And actually one day when I did it, I didn't have milk, so I put creamer. And I remember I told my friend, and she was like, I thought it was milk. I said, listen, you got to work with what the fuck you got, okay? Don't judge me. I'm new to being British. But I now have milk in my home, so I can do it appropriately.
Is it skim milk?
No.
Whole?
Whole milk.
Gotta get that D.
Gotta get... Said you gotta get your D from somewhere.
And that's a good source of D.
It is. It's superior. Remember all those years when they convinced us that you should not get the D?
Mm-hmm.
Like you needed to water it down.
Yeah.
I've told you like that I had for years and years we had 2% in the house. Then at one point I had convinced myself that I could choke down skim milk, and it was like a gradual process. I had the 1%. Then they used to sell half.
Yeah.
They don't sell half anymore.
Kids don't understand what they got today.
They don't know.
We used to have all kinds of milk options.
We also had damn, I haven't thought about this forever. Like, so they had ice cream, and then they had, it was like a diet ice cream, but it wasn't. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
It always came in like praline was like the flavor.
Yeah.
It's like ice milk or something.
Something like that.
I think it was called ice milk.
Or yeah.
It was like a diet version. It wasn't frozen yogurt yet. No. It wasn't what frozen yogurt became.
Because everyone that lives in today's world doesn't even realize that yogurt was nothing until like 2000.
It really was.
It was like the Dannon fruit on the bottom, and that was your life. Or Yoplait regular, not the blue caps, the red caps. Like, and
bitches were out here eating plain yogurt.
And then they were like, "Wait, you can get probiotics for that? Let's start making all these." Like extremely, French. Then every country officially had their type of yogurt, which is...
Even the kids who drank Kool-Aid don't know the struggle, because now they make the Kool-Aid that's been pre-sweetened. They put that in there for you. They don't know anything about those little packets that cost like 15 cents.
That still buy.
Yes, that you can still buy, but you got to put your own sugar in.
Absolutely.
And basically, your mom stands there with the pound of sugar and just pouring it and talking, giving you directions, and still pouring the whole time. Just pouring. I don't know why we didn't have giant vats of sugar the way we went through it.
I think that honestly, the sugar to water ratio is like if the bottom of the pitcher has an inch of sugar, then your Kool-Aid's going to be good.
That is absolutely
because
correct.
You don't want almost sweet Kool-Aid either.
No, you don't. No, that's just offensive. Don't even bother.
Yeah,
just,
don't even bother.
Just drink water.
Like if you drink Kool-Aid with no sugar, I don't know what to say. I mean, I thought I would say something, but I don't even waste words on you actually.
Yeah.
And now there's Kool-Aid gum. We found that out just a little bit ago.
At the Dollar Lies.
At the Dollar Lies.
Renamed because the lies are real.
It's like we should call it like, what's a more expensive tree? Like a sequoia like the dollar Sequoia.
See, and the kids at home think Sequoia is a car.
True.
Because that's what car manufacturers do. They take shit and they like, oh, this is a car now. It's like, no.
They also think
Beautiful.
that the entire Aztec Nation is a vehicle from the early 2000s from Chevrolet.
Yeah.
If you haven't noticed yet, this is a very random show, which you luckily will be able to tell that by the title. But we found out that the last 3 years we've had a random show in May because we were like, oh, let's just have a random show next month. And then I look back and I'm like, we've literally had a random show the last 3 Mays, which is crazy because we used to have lots of random shows when we did it every single week.
Mm-hmm. But we were already programmed appropriately.
Yeah, you don't know how we have our manager must have planned it or something. I don't know. Oh, Kool-Aid, milk. Speaking of milk,
Mm-hmm.
don't you have a list of white women you'll fuck with?
I do. I have a list of white women that I would consider giving my life for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I say that this is like based off of, so in Real Genius.
Also, family members that are white. You're obviously one of those people, but this
Yeah,
is.
I mean,
this,
I haven't given you the list, so you don't know who's on it. Remember? Because you
ooh.
stopped me.
I stopped her.
Wait,
She's
I
already
started
given it to
saying,
me
you were
5
like, no,
minutes ago.
Quick, run. Get the headset. Let's start talking. Don't tell me anymore. Yes. So, in Real Genius, there's like this, well, it's all nerds, so that doesn't really distinguish. But anyways, this guy says it goes from God to Jerry to me,
Yeah.
right? And so, in that vein, as that popped in my head, because, quick reminder, listeners, I grew up in a boring town, and all we did was watch the same movie over and over and over again, okay? So anyways, I was thinking about this because of the lady that I love so much. I couldn't put her at number 1 because family members are on the list, and I just
Right.
felt that would be wrong. But like, so the family members that are on the list, obviously, we've got Natalie, we've got Joyce, we've got Elizabeth,
Yeah.
right? But in the top 5, easily number 4, Maggie Smith. Because this
Dun-dun.
bitch has been holding it down. I mean, what are you getting, emergency notifications?
No,
Getting some of that vitamin D.
yeah. No, it was a message that says, "Phew, that was ratchet."
Oh, because I was going to say, Bob never has a shortage of D. I'm the one trying to catch up.
Yeah.
But you are getting like 200% the recommended daily allowance.
Plus, I take D vitamin chewables every day. That's what you're talking about, right?
Obviously.
Right.
But anyways, as I digress, I come back. Maggie Smith. So what I was saying was I just started getting into Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like every time you go back, you discover something that Maggie Smith is in, you remember how awesome this bitch is. Because she's kind of always somebody who has like the quick comebacks.
Absolutely.
And it's like as you're watching stuff, you're like, you're not even acting, are you? This is just you. And I
Right.
listen to enough interviews because I do my research.
Okay.
Okay. To find out that she really is like this in real life, which solidified. That's all I wanted. I just wanted her to be what I hoped she was,
Yeah.
and I feel complete. You know what I mean?
That's amazing because there are a few people who are like that. Maggie Smith, obviously, like they say, come in, here's a script, just do you, and we'll be fine. Like, I don't think she's going to take any roles where she's not.
Yeah.
I mean.
And I was watching clips. I was saying to you, because I'm like, in my mind, Maggie Smith has also been the same age for the past 25 years. And that age is 85. But, which is not exactly true, but like, you know, a lot of her biggest roles have been as she's older.
Right.
But obviously she was an actress and she was in movies even in her 20s.
60s
and it's like
and
you
70s,
go
yeah.
back and I saw this one that I put on my list where she's a teacher, and Laura, I've already forgotten the name of it. But, you know, she's snapping off in that. I'm like, so I just feel she's a real one, and I'm here for that. And what really cinched it, one of the episodes, you know, she's telling this lady, and she's like, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. And, you know, she's like the Dowager Countess Violet Grantham. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, she would not normally say this kind of statement. And I was like, listen, bitch, I can't. I love it. I'm here.
So Maggie Smith,
Maggie Smith.
end of white woman list.
She's rounding the white women list out.
Also, as a side note, it's not racist. So
It's not racist.
it's not racist.
It's
I'm
what
white.
It is. You are white, but it's also fair's fair because Helen Slater till I die.
Helen Slater told
probably
us
number
that.
5.
I would die for Helen Slater.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Fair's fair,
Yes.
and it's only fair that I discussed this list after the dinner that we had. We encountered the Police Lives Matter magnet on a register that I was giving my good, hard-earned American dollars to.
Not to mention we got sat in the black section.
The only other black person in the restaurant.
We got sat next to the only other black person in the restaurant.
Next to the bathroom.
Next to the bathrooms. Clearly. They had racist cotton on the wall in a wreath form.
No, it's
Cotton's
bad.
not made for wreaths. It's made for t-shirts. We've moved on. I almost got stabbed. That's true story.
That's true. The waitress
The-
was threatening on the way out. I'm like, bitch, aren't you supposed to wait till you get your tip?
Like, she literally yelled at me with a knife in her hand, pointed at me.
Why aren't you taking leftovers?
Like, okay. Like, let me get my food, eat my food, and if I don't eat it all, let me not be fat tonight. Like, come on.
It's always funny when wait staff is questioning your food choices because you're like, you didn't even cook this. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I'm not insulting your cooking.
Well, she had the jump because she was like, you know, it's going to be a 20-minute wait. And then she was like, oh, you're going to make her wait. Because we all know if you listen to the show, people think me and Joy are married.
Yeah.
I still suck dick. And
We're
I'm
in an
not
open
bi.
marriage.
Yes. And so she was like being rude about how my food choices would make Joy wait, as I got a salad bar and Joy did not.
Right.
And then I got my salad and my food was ready, not even 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
So she was already giving me attitude. She
But-
couldn't remember if she served Pepsi or Coke. It was a mess.
She didn't know.
She's wearing
Well,
flip
I will
flops.
say, to take a quick tangent, just a side road, if you will, because we're already on this. But if you and I live, like if we were our ages in the 60s, right?
Mm-hmm.
We would be married. We would be married because we would have either the separate bedrooms or we would have the twin beds.
The twin beds.
You know what I mean? You know, people were doing that.
Yeah.
We're best friends. Let's just get married. Let's make both of our lives easier. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
do what you do, and I'll do what I do, and it's fine. You know what I mean? Avoid the shame.
Yeah, I mean, because there would already be shame because we were to be a mixed race couple
Yeah,
in the 60s.
that's true. I forgot about that aspect.
But I mean, do they consider Latina women mixed
I'm
race?
done with you. I hate your face.
As you all know, maybe from the episode, people sometimes think that Joy is a Latina woman because of her skin tone
I may have a few times.
and her inability to speak Spanish.
Right, walked into a convenience store on the west side of Chicago where somebody will try to do the transaction in Spanish and then give me the silent judgment when I express that I cannot speak Spanish. I apologize.
I mean, that's got to be hard, right?
It is. But my aunt told me that she had the same thing when she was in college. Some girl partnered up with her because she thought that my aunt was going to be able to like relay the
Mhm.
notes in Spanish. And my aunt was like, about that.
Sorry.
That's a no.
No. Creole.
So what else? I've given my big thing. I've expressed my Britishness. I've talked about Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith, if
Dame.
you will.
I don't know what's going on in the world. Like, you know, what is going on in the world? I'm on a break from TikTok again, as we know. TikTok and I cannot stay lovers. I don't know. Like, I was assaulted by Showtime this weekend because for whatever reason they decided to give me free Showtime long enough for me to get 6 episodes into a show that had 10 episodes. And then out of rage at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to get through all 10 episodes on a work night,
Right.
as I do, wondering why I sleep for 8 hours in the middle of the day sometimes. I purchased it. I did it. They got my money. They did what it was. They complete
They fought dirty
intention.
and they won.
They won. It was Yellow Jackets. I don't know if you're
Yeah.
familiar. So it's a
I
show.
had started it, and then something happened, and I didn't have Showtime anymore either.
Yeah. So I mean, like, talk about fucking a show with people that I love.
Yeah.
Like, I love Melanie Linsky, 100%. Christina Ricci.
Oh, I would have said Christina Ricci first.
Yeah. Oh, really?
For you?
For me?
Yeah, I would have.
Oh, I'm a big Juliette Lewis fan, though. I love Juliette
yeah,
Lewis.
I forgot she's in. That's right, I forgot she's in.
Yeah, like I will. Juliette Lewis on the very last episode of Facts of Life. Juliette Lewis in Christmas Story. Juliette Lewis in like Natural Born Killers. Juliette Lewis, her music. Juliette Lewis singing with Anyway, so yeah, love Juliette Lewis. Love the show. I love the show, and they ended with a way that makes me Google when the next season happens. So it was well worth.
Okay.
And the next season doesn't happen until December. So hey,
So now
see
you
you
have
in
to
December.
I was gonna say you got to break up with Showtime.
You know I'll forget and then get charged one more month. You know it always happens to me.
If you would just ever listen to my wisdom, we have whole computers in our pocket. All you got to do, and yours probably responds to you. All you got to do is ask that bitch to remind you 25 days from now to cancel that shit.
You know what's even worse? Because you're not an iPhone person, and this is all Apple products and ordered through Apple. I can literally order a subscription and then go in automatically and cancel that subscription, and then it won't charge me a month later. And I know this. You're looking at me like I could do it.
Right.
And I've done it when I've done like a 3-day free trial or whatever. Like that part, it clicks with me. But if it's like like a year ago, me and Sam were playing a PlayStation game that I had to pay $4.99 a month or $10 a month to be a PlayStation member. And when did I cancel it? 8 months later. $80 later.
Oh my god.
And we only played it 2 times?
No.
See, I don't know. I am basically a boomer. I'm on AARP, which sounds like
But also,
hospice.
the math
But
is not mathing, because if you said 8 months later and it was $5 a
no,
month.
I switched it up in the second. It was $10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said $4.99, then I said $10.
Oh.
But yeah, so the math is not mathing. Calculators.
Hey,
Do people use calculator? I mean, let's be real.
not physical ones.
Why things that don't need to be made anymore, or maybe made specifically for a purpose of a job?
I was gonna say, they still have to make those graphing calculators. I think kids are still having to go to classes
Yeah.
and fucking graph shit on a calculator
Mm-hmm.
and learn how to use the fucking T85, T92. Does any of that? Your whole face
Are
glitched.
you
She was
listing out Terminator models? I don't know. Literally, like TA 5000 or something like
It was like the Texas Instruments. So maybe it was TI-85, TI-92. I feel like 92 was the last model I had. So they
Okay.
probably moved on to like 100 and something.
I remember specifically because, age. But I remember the first time I ever got a calculator, and it was so cool. Like, I would thought it was something special.
Yeah.
Because I got it before, because, we talked before, I was a different type of child. And so I wanted to be a corporate lawyer and sue people and make their lives miserable.
It's
Or
very much you.
Or I wanted to be an accountant, screw people over and make their lives miserable. So
important to have a dream.
I would have like accounting. I would go to store and get like accounting books, ledgers,
Wow.
and I had briefcases. I had calculators. This was all like 4th, 5th grade that I
See,
thought that I had to have these things.
Never let you call me a nerd ever again.
Is it nerd or is it ambition?
Okay. That's how you need to view it. All right.
Ambition that never came to
Fruition.
very good.
Ah.
Words I can't say. I can't say that FR, which is really funny because I'm a fruit.
No, when is the last time somebody has actually used that motherfucking slur?
I don't know.
Like, when was the last time somebody called someone? It wasn't even that. It was like, that's not how they.
What was it?
Was it fruitcake? I don't know. But anyways, it was like 1967 was the
Like,
last time that happened.
All those things, like I said a couple weeks ago at my friend's bridal shower, people were talking about some documentary about pirates or like gay pirates or something like that, and I said, "Butt pirates," to a group of millennials, and they were like, "What is that?" I'm like, "That's what they used to call us gay guys in the 80s. They're butt pirates, butt muncher, like those types of things, like all those non-curse word slams for gay people."
All the ridiculous 80s movies, because there was the other F one that's not the bad one.
Faggot.
No,
Oh.
not that one, but like
Fatherfucker?
a packer.
Oh, fudge packer.
Do you know how many horrible 80s movies that was in?
Yeah. Fudge packer. Or fag.
It was
I mean,
like,
they would call
that's true. They did do that too.
a lot.
That's actually like a lot of movies that were meant for teens too. Now that I think about it, like I think
Like
do you remember
anything
that
Corey
movie-
Haim was in, he was called a
I was gonna say,
fag.
do you remember that movie Lucas? I'm pretty
Lucas,
sure
absolutely,
they
100%.
used that word in there.
I think it was that blonde-haired mean guy.
And all these movies were geared towards kids. Like now that you say that, I'm looking back and I'm going, wait a minute, why?
I think in Breakfast Club,
Yes.
Anthony Michael Hall is called
Pretty sure.
a fag. Yeah, there's all kinds of movies like that. Usually any interaction with boy on boy anger or violence resulted in that. How I'm not traumatized, I will never know.
Trauma is the thing. There are a lot of, Gen Z is loving to point out the trauma, the abuse, or as I like to call it, the abusion of parents. Like, oh, and that trauma stays with you forever from being beaten, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, but does it though? I don't know.
I mean, some of us had different types of violence perpetrated on us.
I get that, but like, I feel they're trying to address regular spanking usually.
Oh yeah.
They're not talking about.
Not talking about
Yeah.
getting beat in the middle of the night for being scared. Yeah. No. Yeah, no, that's true. But
I'm biased the wrong way because obviously I looked at it as, are you a fast learner or no? Because that's what it was in my household, right?
Are you going to get the maze right the first time, little mouse, or are you going to have to get shocked more times?
Yes. And, we had both in our household. We had, oh, don't like this. That'll never happen to me again. Figuring out the rules very quickly. And then we had, nope, just going to keep poking. Never going to learn my lesson.
That was clearly Joy.
Obviously. I was such a bad kid.
No, there was definitely, sometimes I think, kids are bad. And sometimes kids need to be abused. Just joking. As an abused child, I'm allowed to say that. Because that's my trauma.
Right.
Anyway, that was a segue there.
Mm-hmm. I feel like the way is not segging.
It's not segging. Like it's yeah. it's me on a Segway.
I was
It's just
gonna
not gonna
get
go.
another year and get another
Yeah,
year, and now
I'm
we can't remember things.
sundowning. Is that even a thing anymore?
I don't.
Sundown syndrome? Have they changed the name of that?
I don't know.
I think I'm the only person in the world that's ever known what that is.
You're not the only person in the world that's known what it is, but I don't think they say that anymore. I'm sure you probably could get in trouble for saying that.
Really?
I mean, don't you feel like everything anymore you can get in trouble for? Like, you're not supposed to say that? Because remember when you were trying to explain to me words that I supposedly can't say anymore, and I was like, fuck that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to tell the kids the 2 words that you told me that I'm not supposed to say that I'm like, and they're not even swears, and that's why I refuse to accept that.
Why do you want me to say it?
I just because I want to see.
Is it stupid?
It is, and
Crazy?
no, I thought dumb was the other one.
Dumb. Well, you can say things, inanimate objects, are stupid and dumb.
Oh no, I can say people are stupid and dumb too.
And I can't say sundown syndrome, which I feel is a real thing because it is affected by the actual sun going down.
Oh yeah. I'm just messing with you.
What is it now? Early evening disorder? Anyway.
I haven't heard anybody use it, period. So
I just used it last week, and my coworker was like, what the? And I had to look it up. It's like, that's a real thing. And I was like, absolutely. Out here teaching, walking children in nature. That's what I'm doing.
The more you know moments.
I love that. You know I love teaching people things.
Okay.
So,
do you want to teach anything else in our final minutes?
booty, 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 rocking everywhere. There was a time. Let's talk about that briefly.
Okay.
White rappers.
That's a perfect segue. Okay.
Yeah, Bubba Sparks, right? Because Bubba Sparks was kind of like a novelty crunk rapper, but it was a redneck situation, and it was a joke and blah 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 blah. Not a joke, but he was a real person making money, but comes from a perspective of Southern whatever. But now I need you to go back to the quarterly meeting and ask black people why they are allowing so many white rappers these days.
Do you mean like Jack Harlow? Because I'm never gonna get that one.
No,
I can't.
Number? No, I mean I don't know if he's number one, but there's lots of them. I mean I'm on TikTok
no,
and
he's
they
not number one, but he's like that name that comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but why?
Yeah, like I remember I'm from a place where, I thought at one time I may have a hip hop career. And, me and my cousin would make mixed music and stuff. Mixed as in mixing the music, not black and white people music. And then, slowly, with the advent of Vanilla Ice and MC Snow, learned that novelties are cute, but for a very short time. And then they allowed Eminem, which I get it lyrically, whatever. The voice still cannot enter my ears. But now we just seem to have white rappers. Because I look up TikTok songs, and it's like, oh, who's this rapper? Who's this whatever?
I don't know. I think this is another one of those things where the algorithm protects me. I can only think of Jack Harlow. I can't think of anybody else. And really only know about him because he was in that song with Lil Nas X.
Right.
After Lil Nas X stopped doing country, obviously.
Right.
And instead just started doing all the debauchery, which is right up my lane. But yeah, I can't think of any other white ones. I mean, and so I'm drawing a blank, and so therefore I can't.
Well, like an Iggy Azalea situation.
Is she even still a thing?
I don't know.
It's a no, because I think the last thing she did was the blackfishing, because she was like super tan and was like trying to look like very Kardashian-ish, trying to be a black woman. So,
but Kim Kardashian's Armenian.
No, I know, but I said Kim Kardashian doing a black woman.
Yeah.
So like that whole look. So Iggy got in trouble, and I don't think she's a thing right now.
Okay.
Um,
Well, there's like, I don't know, Baby No Money. I mean, there's a bunch of them that I know because I'm hip
or
with the music of now. You know, I DJ, I listen to all the
Right.
TikTok music and stuff like that, and I try to be like, no, I can't 100% do it, kids. You can shoot me down. You can come up and tell me when I'm DJing that this person's problematic, but I don't have enough time to invest an entire 5-hour DJ set to finding out if someone has done something one time
Oh,
25 years ago.
right.
Like, so I try with newer artists to see if they are problematic people because I don't want to play that.
Okay.
So that's why I tend to find out the ethnicity of them.
Ah, bam.
Yeah.
Science.
Science. White science.